Even in down economies, companies still find value in high-level marketing partnerships. Case in point, Polish vodka brand Sobieski has just inked a major deal with the most famous arena on earth, Madison Square Garden. Here to talk sponsorship and money in sports is Madison Square Garden President Scott O'Neill and Chester Brandis. He is President and CEO of Imperial Brands, which distributes Sobieski. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
For having us. All right, so let's see where else. Scott, I want to start off with you because you've got an arena. You got all kinds of events coming there, from the Knicks to the professional bull rider store. What kinds of deals do you look to make, and why make this deal?
It's a great question. We're looking for three different types of deals. One is we love to deal with kind of world-class Fortune 50 brands. So American Express, Coca-Cola, Anheuser-Busch, Delta. Those are the types of kind of foundation-type deals we have. We also look for challenger-type brands. Your number two's looking to get to number one. But probably the most fun, the deals we have the most fun engaging in are the kind of high-growth, high-quality brands like Sobieski. It's a business where we think we can make a tremendous impact. We can kind of make a splash on a world stage, and we think we're a great launching pad for brands like Chester.
Chester, it's obviously not an inexpensive deal. What kinds of numbers have you run that show you're going to get your value for your money?
Well, without getting too specific, let's just say it's extremely significant, the scope of our investment.
I had a feeling.
For a relatively small company like ourselves, meaning a kind of startup company with a fairly wealthy parent. But still, this represents huge investment for us and naturally huge exposure for our brand. And the key here is Madison Square Garden is an iconic venue, period. The association for us, a brand like Sobieski, with a venue like Madison Square Garden gives us enormous credibility.
One would assume you would not have done such a big deal unless data backs up that these kinds of deals work.
That is correct. And bearing in mind that with limited resources, we have to be very, very selective about the kind of deals that we do. We'd much rather make a major investment with a company, proven entity like Madison Square Garden, than, let's say, doing 10 smaller venues with less significant impact.
Scott, when you look at growth trends, right? I mean, you guys, Madison Square Garden's been around for more than 70 years. Sobieski, big corporate parent, maybe a newer brand to Americans. You've gone with some other names you just mentioned, American Express, which are more well-known, right? How much does it pay off to say, let's find a smaller brand that wants to grow versus something that's already been established for 100 years and everybody already knows? What's the difference for you?
You know, there are different partners that want different things. You know, for American Express, it's access. It's access to their Platinum card members. Can we get them access to tickets before anybody else? For Delta, can we kind of walk them in? They're making a huge investment in New York with 50% market share. Can we get them kind of quicker access to decision makers in corporate New York? Absolutely. With Sobieski, again, it's a fun one because the brand recognition matters. We have a very passionate following for the 280 events we have in the building.
But you have so many different types of people coming, right? You've got sports fans, you've got rodeo fans, you've got music fans.
I mean, and they're very good. They're big vodka drinkers.
Well, they are, but they all have different tastes, right? About what they like.
Sure.
Right? Very different groups of people that are coming to Madison Square Garden on a daily basis.
Yes.
So how do you make the right deals to say these are going to appeal to the highest percentage of people?
Right. I think it's about the kind of the association and the event. I mean, we're pretty fortunate. They're a very aggressive, active marketers, and they are some of the best kind of target marketing folks we deal with. In fact, so their offering kind of for a bull riding event will be very different from our tennis event, which will be very different from a Knicks game. And even if you look at the Knicks games, they're very different folks sitting courtside than there are in the 400 level. Equally passionate, but just kind of providing different offerings for different people.
If I may interject,
Please.
Brian, one of the things that we're doing, tailored to your question, we're actually creating themed cocktails for different types of events in the bars and restaurants in Madison Square Garden.
Like what?
Meaning,
Give us an example.
You know, there'll be a basketball cocktail, meaning a
slam dunk,
right? For basketball games. We're creating other drinks for hockey games.
For hockey.
Exactly. And that makes it, I think, more exciting and in a way...
But why spend the money now, Chester? You know, like you said, it's significant. I thought we were in a major global downturn, or at least a downturn in the United States.
No, I think when the marketplace is constricting in terms of pricing and you've got a lot of super premium brands, ultra premium brands pulling back on their spending, sales start declining, we have to be anti-cyclic in our thinking.
Yeah.
Spend more money in a downturn.
That's good
and we'll
business.
get
A lot of
larger share.
Startup businesses now, that's good advice for smaller companies, right?
No, definitely.
Go after it.
You have to be, and it pays off, especially if you have the right partners and you're spending your money in the correct way. That is the key.
Chester Brandis of Imperial Brands and Sobieski, Scott O'Neill of Madison Square Garden. Good luck with the deal.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Well, there may be plenty of vodka out there for the holidays, but it may be a little bit harder to make that, pumpkin spiced martini. Not because of lack of vodka, but because of lack of pumpkins.